Can Zeke deke again?
Snow and Lambeau, Coach. Something about that combo that just works, like peanut butter and jelly. And we've got half a foot of the white stuff and still coming down here in Green Bay. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19.
Let's go, boys! Bring it on!
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
You don't know no better.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Yeah, I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Throw left side complete. It's Armstrong. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down. He has just eclipsed the 13,000-yard mark for his career. What a career it's been. Incredible running the football. They're going to lift to throw. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. A 1st down carry by Elliott. Oh, he shifts past him. He'll get 3 up to midfield. So here's the starting 11, and the human highlight reel, Odell Beckham Jr., watch out for him.
One of the few guys in the league that gets you and I out of our hotel rooms early to get here for pregame warm-ups and watch him go through his routine. He's absolutely amazing catching the football.
Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the Pats.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to DK Metcalf. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will check.
Come on now. Let's get it. 180. 51. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jeffrey Simmons make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Here now the starters defensively for the Vikings. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. On 3rd down, Rosen. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Forced out to his left. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. The numbers for Beckham in last week's effort. 3 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. They'll run on first down. It's Elliott.
And he now has 15 touchdowns on the season. When you have that kind of production, everybody's happy. From ownership to the fans to your teammates. Heck, your family at home is real ecstatic about what you've gotten done.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. McCaffrey on the counter, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Dorian O'Daniel, 3rd-round pick in 2018, made the tackle. 2nd and 9 now.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. On play action, they'll throw. Going for it all. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
It's a short kick taken near the 18. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20. But instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
They'll start the drive with Elliott, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Daquan Jones in on the tackle there. On second down now, it's Elliott. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Give him 8 yards. There's still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. This is Hines. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now this throw caught left side. Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown, Vikings. Odell Beckham with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. On first down, Armstrong. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The Packers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14. Now Rosen looking to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Brooks. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. They'll get 7 out of it, but it brings up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The sack by Dorian O'Daniel, the linebacker from Clemson. They'll look to throw here.
Well, maybe that can give them a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. Touchdown, Packers! A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Makes it 14-7. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, a long touchdown pass into the end zone. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Back to throw. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
On second down, Elliott takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. They'll look to throw. Able to haul it in is Kittle. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Come on, baby. Let's go!
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Odell Beckham with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Josh Rosen heading back out, the focus of our player spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to it.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good...
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Let's get off the field, D.
Now it's Rosen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well. Yeah, they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Rosen. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the 3rd quarter. Let me spit this out. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Odell Beckham with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
That's it, baby. We don't block.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what... Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. 8 yards here, so that gets them back within striking distance. And now it's 3rd down.
What's tight? Tight is what? What's tight?
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here now, time to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't it?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. This is Elliott. And they're going to get the first out here as he's up to the 14.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. Looking to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. 22 yards there, a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Catch is made by Harry.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a give, right side. Hines, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Nyheim Hines, his 14th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket.
Dashing through the snow, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
I know that
he's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Fletcher Cox forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now back to throw. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. N'Keal Harry, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And it's a short kick. Now a hit and a loose football. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On second down, it's Hines. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. They run with Hines. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On second down now, it's Elliott, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll drop the throw. And he's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. George Kittle with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase into heavy traffic, and it's now the ball comes loose, and I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something, double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of...
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take...
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DK Metcalf. Touchdown number 18 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. It's a short kick, taken near the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now Rosen, complete. It's Henry. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Rosen to throw. He completes it to Henry. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Rosen now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Armstrong. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And his guys are able to get a score back.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Slam.
Check.
Sam's on. Topper. On the ball. Ready, go.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. They're going to look to throw. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
Check. Wide. Get wide. Watch the safety creep.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards.
Check three.
Well done there, making sure you got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
They'll run on 1st down. Hines, and he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Safety's creeping.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Back to throw here. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Fletcher Cox able to record his 5th sack of the season. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down.
Check 52. Hatchet.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Able to haul it in is Kittle. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. 2nd and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI call at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go and do what you have to do.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. Their pass passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but...
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. He'll look to throw. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep, and that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll set up a throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for